for thousands of the evil is ruling by delaying the reincarnation of the hero. However, it cannot be like this forever. Everyone has an identity. In different times and places, we all play different roles. But the young guy Li Yunxiang is still looking for the purpose of his life and what he is really supposed to be. Li Yunxiang loves riding his motorcycle, and he's at it too. He's actually the champion of underworld street racing. The closest person to Li Yunxiang is his best friend Kasha. She secretly likes him too, but Yunxiang is too dumb to realize that, and he often tries flirting with other girls. After the race, Yunxiang rushes to work because it's not easy to survive in the cruel city of Donghai. It all links back to a mystery that happened 3,000 years ago. The heaven gods fought for supremacy, and another era of chaos and conflict began. Right now, Donghai City is ruled by 4 clans: Dai, Li, Song, and Shun. Among them, the Dai clan is the most powerful. In recent years, Donghai has run out of water, and now it is sold like gold. In these hard times, Li Yunxiang is surviving by working for an illegal courier service. He hates how the things are going on in his city. Poor children have to beg for a drop of water every day. Yunxiang can't do much in his position, and he is not afraid to take risks. He often breaks in the Dai clan's water supply and damages its pipes, so the public can get some water. After returning, Yunxiang gets on his next task to deliver a kitten, but the given address turns out to be fake. Someone just wanted to get rid of the poor cat. Yunxiang lets the cat live freely on streets, but it keeps crawling back to Yunxiang. He can't stand the charm of the cute little cat and keeps it. Afterward, he goes to meet Kasha, who works as a singer in a small nightclub. Kasha assumes that Yunxiang brought the kitten for her, and she loves the gift. Yunxiang takes Kasha for dinner with his family. He hasn't visited his home for a long time due to the conflicts with his father. On the way, they encounter Ao Bing, the son of Declan's master Ao Guang. Bing likes Yunxiang's bike and tells him to name a price, but Yunxiang speeds away without answering him. On reaching home, his brother Li Jinxiang welcomes them warmly, but their dad is as rude as always. He scolds Yunxiang for having a shady job. The security is getting tight, and this smuggling business will be banned soon. His dad believes that Yunxiang should stop being stubborn and accepts working under the Dai clan. But Yunxiang will never bow to the inhuman clan members, and wishes he was just a stray cat that can live its life freely on the streets. Yunxiang leaves the dinner in the middle and rides away with Kasha. Suddenly he realizes that someone is following them. It's Ao Bing and his man. The spoiled rich kid believes that he can get whatever he wants, and right now he wants Yunxiang's bike. Yunxiang isn't giving up either. He accelerates his bike and drives over the rushing train. Ao Bing and his men follow him and surround him from all sides. Yunxiang succeeds in leaving them behind, but then Bing starts playing dirty and attacks with mysterious powers. Sharp ice spears through Yunxiang and Kasha, and even kills the poor kitten. Ao Bing reminds him what he said. He gets what he wants. He was about to leave, but the hidden power in Yunxiang awakes too. He burns like a huge fire and attacks Ao Bing. The cowardly rich child runs away immediately while Yunxiang falls unconscious. He wakes up in the hospital, but all of his deep injuries are miraculously healed quite soon. He rushes to check on Kasha, but the poor girl has lost her leg and is still not showing much recovery. The doctor there is the girl named Su Junju, who competed with Yunxiang in the street racing, and he likes her for a long time. However, he's not in a state of starting romance. As soon as he gets out of the hospital, Jinxiang greets him and asks what happened. Before he can reply, Ao Guang reaches there and apologizes on his son's behalf. He also returns Yunxiang's bike along with a huge amount of gold. Yunxiang rejects the offer and tells Guang if he really wants to pay back, then he should bring Ao Bing's leg. Saying this, Yunxiang rushes away on his bike while his brother follows him on his car. The Dai clan guards follow him too with the intention of killing him before he gets full control of his powers. On the way, Jinxiang tries to convince Yunxiang to accept the gold, as it may aid their financial needs and pay Kasha's medical bills. But Yunxiang can't accept the money that's earned by torturing innocent souls. Their conversation is interrupted by the Dai clan vans. They drive recklessly and try to kill both Li brothers. Yunxiang pulls Jinxiang on his bike and drives over the dangerous cliff. They crash down on the other side, but the enemies are still after them. Jinxiang falls unconscious, but Yunxiang witnesses the two monsters stepping down from the car. It's a creepy jellyfish lady and an armored beast. The jellyfish lady grabs Yunxiang and injects her poisonous tentacles into his neck. Afterwards, she instructs the other beast to hit Yunxiang, but before he can do that, Yunxiang's powers awaken and burn down the jellyfish monster. However, due to strong armor, the other beast survived. It tries to hit Yunxiang, but another guy knocks him down with a mysterious trick. It's a weird masked guy who has followed Yunxiang a couple of times before. He calls Yunxiang as Nezha and leaves without explaining himself. Yunxiang doesn't have time to investigate the masked guy, as he must take his brother to the hospital immediately. After admitting him in hospital, Yunxiang gets back to meet the masked guy. Meanwhile, Ao Bing requests his dad to let him finish Yunxiang, but Guang refuses immediately. The Nezha spirit in Yunxiang is way more than it seems. Guang is not a human either. He's the dragon of the East Sea, but the wound he got from Nezha 3,000 years ago is still not healed. Yunxiang is going to realize his powers soon, because the masked man knows everything about Nezha. The weird guy lives in a strange place full of magical instruments and creatures. The masked man reveals that Guang is the Dragon King, and Ao Bing is the third dragon prince who was killed by Nezha in the past life. However, Guang used all his powers to forge a steel spine to bring Ao Bing back to life. It happened 3,000 years ago when the 4 dragon kings united to kill Nezha. Since then, his soul has been wandering in the heavens, and has been reincarnated again and again, but never fought a worthy body to awaken. The Dragon King has been keeping an eye on the clans for all these years so he can stop Nezha from awakening. Ao Bing's dragon powers haven't woken up completely, so Guang has decided to hire someone else to kill Yunxiang. It's no other than the Masked Man. He has worked for the De clan many times before for the sake of money. The Masked Man calls himself useless because no one can stand against Nezha, but Guang believes that the Masked Man must have a trick to solve this issue. Therefore, he leaves a huge amount of gold behind and waits for the Masked Man to accept his offer. Meanwhile, Yunxiang's father blames him for the injuries caused to Jinxiang and tells him to get lost. In anger, Yunxiang accidentally lights fire on his bike. He understands that his powers are not easy to control, so he goes back to ask help from the Masked Man. In exchange, he promises to forge a special motorbike for the mysterious man. The deal is done, and Yunxiang starts his training. First of all, he needs to learn how to control the fire with steel armor. Otherwise, it will burn down Yunxiang to death. After a few days of hard work, Yunxiang finally becomes able to have decent control of his powers. He also spares time to forge an artificial leg for Kasha so she can walk again. During a friendly match, he knocks off the mask and finally reveals the identity of his teacher. He's a demon called 6 Ears Macaque, who is notorious for deceiving people, but Macaque tells Yunxiang that Nezha is an even worse spirit. Therefore, it should be kept under control. However, Yunxiang will need the full power of Nezha to get back Astras, which is a heavenly ribbon that Nezha used as a weapon. Yunxiang gets back home and meets Su Junju, who also wants to take out her stress with street racing. Before they can start, the De clan attacks again. This time, it's a monster sent by Ao Bing. However, Yunxiang is fully prepared and knocks down the monster in seconds. After the failed attempt, Ao Bing proceeds to his plan B, which is luring Yunxiang's close friend with money. Meanwhile, Yunxiang goes to check on his brother, but hears his father regretting having a troublesome son like Yunxiang. The poor boy breaks down emotionally, but luckily Su Junju is there to cheer him up. Kasha wakes up, but seeing Yunxiang with another girl boils her blood. She goes out for a walk, but witnesses Yunxiang's friend messing with his armor. When he sees Kasha, he tries to kill her, but before he can do that, several fireballs are shooted at the hospital. It's the De clan. Yunxiang steps forward to stop the attack, but the loose nuts of his armor don't let him function properly. Another of Nezha's old enemies attacked Yunxiang, but he defeated her too. When he gets back to check on the victims, he realizes that his dad is also severely injured. Before dying, he tells Yunxiang that he is proud of having a brave and powerful son like him. Meanwhile, Macaque is invited by Guang as a suspect who is helping Yunxiang secretly. However, Macaque refuses to accept it. Guang also shows him how he has stolen all the water from Donghai rivers to nourish the dragons and the dragon pearl. Soon he will be powerful enough to rule the heavens and earth. Back at the hospital, Yunxiang can't take it anymore and decides to kill all of the De clan. Guang tries to control him with Astras, but Yunxiang breaks out of it. As the dragon pearl is still under formation, Guang wants to retreat, but Ao Bing volunteers to fight Yunxiang. He gets in his full dragon form and attacks. Yunxiang also summons Nezha's soul and fights bravely. He tears off the steel spine and kills the dragon. The female warrior from earlier attacks Yunxiang again, but Macaque stops her. She starts accusing Nezha for countless evil things he did in his last life. He killed several innocent beings just for amusement, so his father took away his Astras, but he fought the dragon kings and killed the third prince. Hearing this all, Yunxiang tells Macaque to let the girl go and asks why he's helping Nezha if he's a bad spirit. Macaque finally reveals his true identity. He's the biggest historical hero, Sun Wukong, the Monkey King. He has been saving the world for millions of years, but now he's tired. He helped Yunxiang so he could use Astras to defeat the Dragon King. Right now, the Astras are used in the underground dragon palace to keep the dragons captive and empower the dragon pearl. However, Wukong thinks that Yunxiang can't do this task as he's a good guy. Nezha's spirit only activates when Yunxiang intends to harm others. He can't be Nezha. Yunxiang attends his father's funeral and feels defeated. Kasha tells him that she believes Yunxiang is a hero, and he always will be. This motivates Yunxiang, and he decides to defeat the Dragon King. He tells Nezha's spirit in himself that he's going to save people and bring water back to Donghai, even if Nezha doesn't help him. Yunxiang jumps in the hidden sea and uses a metal fish to reach the Dragon Palace. He tries getting back the Astras, but fails. Guang reaches there and reveals that he's holding Su Junju as hostage. Yunxiang challenges Guang for a fight, but he can't do it without the full power of Nezha. Guang gets triggered and swallows the Dragon Pearl. He also lets the dragon spirits leave, which will bring a tsunami to Donghai. Yunxiang pulls the Astras to stop the dragon spirits, but the Astras break. The whole city is going to be destroyed. Yunxiang sees Nezha's spirit again and begs him to save his city. The spirit is not as evil as people remember him. He gives all his power to Yunxiang and even reforms the Astras. Yunxiang stops the chaotic tsunami and brings peaceful rain. The city was saved, and Yunxiang got the Astras. He was definitely worthy of being Nezha. If you don't want to accept your faith, then you must work to change it.